Cherokee 294 Bunkhouse here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, with special guest Mr. Todd Boyder. Todd, did you see this tag? What does this thing weigh?
It was 7,600 pounds.
7,600, not too terrible. Potentially half-ton towable if you've got the right vehicle. And by the way, if you'd like to learn more tech specs on this thing, like tank capacities and lengths and whatnot, I'll leave you a link in the video description that says check for price and availability. And that will, give you more information about this. And we also do publish our pricing right there. So with the link in the video description, you'll go to the Haylett RV website. It'll show you what we have in stock, how it is equipped, and what we're asking with that equipment package, because price can vary with equipment, obviously. And this is a model that has several different configurations. So right off the bat, I want to mention that the one you see in this video might not be the one we have in stock. We like to keep this in stock in a couple different configurations. So always check, or God forbid, speak to a living, breathing human being to verify. There's nothing wrong with doing that. So everybody builds a layout like this. This is that traditional living room super slide, rear bunkhouse, deep slide out, outside kitchen camper with a bathroom entry door. It's a monster floor plan. The reason everybody builds it is because it just does everything really well. So what is it about this one that's special? Why would you buy this one instead of another one? Those are the things I want to talk about. And it starts right up front with a Cherokee. If you notice, like, you're saying, yeah, okay, so it's got a big baggage compartment, whatever. I've seen this show before, but the devil's in the details. They treat their wood with an anti-wicking sealant so that on a yucky, rainy day like today, or when the ground is wet and whatnot, you don't get moisture seeping into this wood so it doesn't rot, mold, sweat, swell, any of that stuff. These are solar prepped. You see the little plug over here, but that's like a dime a dozen feature anymore, so I'm not going to bang out a lot of time on that. You do also have a propane grill quick connect right under the trailer skirt, right behind the front jack, which is really neat because it's really close to your propane connection, so you get really good service to it. Now, it seems like a lot of people are doing this, and you can thank Cherokee for it. Cherokee's done this for years. They have a smooth, extra thick aluminum nose front. The nose is basically twice as thick in terms of metal thickness as the sidewall panels. You got a .024 here, and this is like a .04, something like that. Long story short, what that means is the nose is super strong, rugged. It's also painted, so you're not going to get sun fading like fiberglass could. Now, because it is extra thick, basically the whole nose is like the diamond plate you see down here, except you don't feel like you've got a big chunk of diamond plate staring at you. It cosmetically is still very attractive. Now, this is an extremely well-equipped series of trailer with all the packages, the limited, the core, the value, the etc. packages that we have on this. Very, very well-equipped series of trailers. You know, power awning with lights, even lighted outside speakers, the power tongue jack, everything that matters is all here. And then some fine detail stuff is covered very well. And I think that little detail stuff is what turned Cherokee from just a top 5 brand into Forest River's #1 selling travel trailer. Little stuff like this, the seal gripping, leak preventing slide walls. I talk about this a lot whenever I see it because it's an awesome feature. This rough edged skin pulls the slide seals all the way in or out so that you do get a better seal on that slide wall. And it is wet and cold. My fingers are freezing here. Whoo, whoo, buddy. Big windows here in the slide out lets in lots of light and cross breeze airflow. Those are good things. Black tank flush, outside shower. Just mentioned a couple quick utility things as a matter of housekeeping. I'm not going to spend a terrible amount of time on that. Roof is fully walkable. The roof is something of industry standard, I would say, but it's well built. Industry standard doesn't mean bad. It doesn't mean, oh, it's just normal. It's done right. You know, this is done right in this case. 3/8 walk-on roof deck. You've got 5-inch arched rafters, everything that you need. Now you see the flip-down cargo travel rack back here. This is a great way to bring along the kids' bikes. You do not need to take the spare tire off, by the way, to flip that down. You can also use that for, like, you could throw like a little piece of plastic or wood on there or something, make it a fish cleaning table or cooler holder, anything like that. Though with this particular configuration that we're looking at, I don't think you'll need that. Now, this is one of those things that can change. You've got an outside kitchen that's optional here, and you have 2 different bunk room configurations with the Cherokee 294. So keep in mind, again, the one we have this is how we'll often keep them, but we have another way that we tend to stock them, so don't be afraid to contact our guys. Something I like about a full-size outside kitchen is you get the full-size outside kitchen door. And I like that because it's tall. You can actually use it like a rain cover. Even at 6'3", walking around out here, I can still walk around under this thing comfortably. I'm not doing, you know, a duck and cover maneuver. They recently redesigned this outside kitchen too, and I do really like it. I think they've done a good job. I like how they just didn't leave anything to the imagination. They really framed everything up. And as silly as it sounds, it's like, you know, I mentioned that they bracketed the fridge in place. Actually, they did that twice. And you're thinking, yeah, so don't they all do that? And the answer is no. No, they don't. That's why I mention it. And you've got the bigger outside fridge here. And a lot of people are like, well, I don't care about an outside kitchen. I'm not going to cook a lot outside. You see all that storage, that sink, the power plugs over there, that fridge? I don't care if you don't cook outside. You will find use for this stuff every single day of the week. This extra drawer here, if you want places to put citronella, bug spray, etc., sunscreen, you got places for that. Now, even though this is what I call family class camper, you're still getting great construction exactly where it needs to be. Like your full plywood boxed drawers right here. You see how this is not particle board with a sticker wrap? You know, they use the right materials where they need to, such as these countertops. Not just outside, but the bathroom, the dining table, the kitchen, everything's a thermal foil, sealed edge, pressed membrane countertop. Waterproof, sealed. So humidity outside, if you're splashing water around the sink, you're good. And I've talked about this in videos before, but we have a real sink with a real drain, not the dog dish that you flip outside to annoy the seasonal neighbors. And you'll see Cherokees are very good about this too. Just the nice little LED accent lights. At nighttime, this is the perfect little evening light to be able to get over here to see the fridge enough to get a drink and go back to your table without flipping on lights and being bright and annoying and all that. But this cabinet space is fantastic. This is something most outside kitchens do not have. And the little appliance sector that we have right here is also very well done. If you're not going to use this to cook, congratulations, it's counter space. Now, another cool thing on this floor plan is we have the direct entry bathroom here. And, oh my God, Todd's on the toilet. Let's see. Oh no, he's dressed. We're good. I wanted to demonstrate that a grown man can actually sit here. You know, because people say, well, he's sitting here playing on his phone waiting for me. Look at him turn, guys. I call him the Todd Father, Hot Toddy. I've got all kinds of names for him. My favorite name for Todd, though, is High School Musical.
Oh, my. I've heard better, Josh.
You've heard better?
And I've heard worse.
You know what sounds great? Right there. That sounds fantastic. Anyway, if you're worried about privacy, you can deadbolt this door right here too, so you don't got to worry about people coming in and out. Devil's in the details. You've got triple step entry. Now, someone's going to look at this front step and say, I don't know, that first step's pretty high off the ground. The trailer's not level, guys. This step will go down because we're a little nose high right now. Bigger entry door to come in and out, and I remembered the outside awning lights, and this is a great day to be able to show you. It's still kind of dingy enough outside. You can see the backlights on those speakers. Now, these are not here to illuminate your campsite. They're just here for aesthetic cosmetics, but they do look pretty sweet. And the friction hinge doors, like when I slammed the door in Todd's face so rudely, I had to really heave that thing. You can see how it catches itself so it doesn't slam against the trailer. But they purposely measured the 294 Cherokee so the door cannot hit and damage your awning. How cool is that? They just did everything right. Stepping inside here. Now, just like above the outside kitchen in the Cherokee 294, we have that same LED accent light here above your super slide. And again, it's not so much during the day that this matters. It looks neat, don't get me wrong. Right now, it's just, it looks neat. But at night, when we kill all the other lights, it becomes a night light. And suddenly it matters a whole lot more. But did you notice all of the lighting package we have going on in here? I hope you don't, you know, have seizures if I start flipping lights too much. I should start. I always think, oh man, I need to give people heads up when I do that. By the way, this is called the natural mink decor, which is funny because it's anything but natural, but artificial mink just doesn't have that good ring to it, I suppose. What do you think, Todd? Artificial mink, would you buy that? No, you wouldn't. No, I would not. No, you wouldn't. You want natural. I want organic mink. I want farm to table mink. Anyway, so very standard configuration. You've seen this in a lot of bunkhouses, and you're seeing a lot of people with these fold down armrest sofas now. Again, just like that extra thick nose with that aluminum sweep, you can thank Cherokee for it. Cherokee is the one that brought this to market. They're the ones that made this popular. This is still a jackknife fold-down sleeper sofa. These little armrests, these little bolsters can be removed, and little stuff like that, little comfort creature features, Cherokee throws in there. They don't have to. What were you saying when we walked in here, Todd? Like, how many USB ports did you count in this thing?
Literally, where you have a seat, there is a USB port.
Right, absolutely. You like one there. You've got some in the rear bunk room. You've got them on both sides of the master bedroom. We'll see that in a minute. They're everywhere. Pull that drawer out down there if you could, Todd, because these have full extension 42-inch deep drawers. Go ahead and run her back in. Thank you kindly. Now, jump. No, I'm kidding. But my point is, if someone's sitting at the dinette, you don't have to disassemble the whole dinette to get to it. And remember, like I said, everything's waterproof. So, if the kids spill a Mountain Dew or something like that, or they got a nice cup of red Kool-Aid that would stain real bad, well, it's not going to seep in there. You can just clean it up. You're going to be good to go. Another little thing I like to talk about, they call it the Cherokee Super Kitchen. This is something that they touched up late last year. They added so much lighting in here. Basically, all of the lighting we're looking at right now was added last year. They have 6 lights because they have two USB. Now I got USB in my head. LED lights under that stainless steel hood. They don't have to do that. They could use one incandescent bulb like everybody else, and nobody would even flinch. But they even went stainless on the hood, where a lot of brands will still go black steel. They went the extra mile here, like the beveled glass inserts. I mean, they really jazzed up the kitchen. Now, the only hang-up with this floor plan from most brands is a lack of countertop function space. But again, I wanted to point out the area where Cherokee did it better. And this is an area where they definitely did it better. Because at a glance, you're like, whatever, we got the same, lack of counter space. But because they recessed the sink, since it's waterproof, they have the giant farmhouse sink. They have the heavy-duty, extra-thick sink cover. They have the recessed stovetop. You actually have good counter space here where you normally would not otherwise. And this is also, I like this, it's not just a wallpaper like you tend to find at these dollars. It's a real backsplash. And they even trimmed it up nicely. That was just a nice touch that they put in there. More little night lights. This is the perfect little, traffic signal right here to help you understand where the countertop is. Let's go back to the bunk room. On our way, though, I do want to stop and take a quick look at this just epic monster pantry. Mostly, I just wanted to shut the door on Todd again, but don't tell him. Anyway, so we've got a very, let me flip some light on here. We've got a very large pantry, and I like that it just has a real door. It's not what I call a toothpick pantry where you have to stand sideways and get into it. It is just like as wide as your shoulder, so it's just easier to get in here. I do want to take a quick peek in the bathroom too. There's nothing too fancy going on in here, though I do like to point out both the skylight and the bigger power vent fan that we have up here. Not the little plastic fan, but the big Max Air fan. We still have a foot flush stool. Again, we have a deadbolt for that door for privacy. We also have a big adult-sized sink that adults can get their hands in, and a giant vanity that you can actually use for some storage space. You don't have to keep your toothbrushes on the countertop here. So back to the bunkhouse. Notice we have a sanity wall, as I call it. Mom and Dad, you have a door you can just shut, and you can let the kids go about their own devices. And actually, that's an interesting thing, because a lot of people say, well, why do the kids get to slide out instead of Mom and Dad in the master bedroom? And the answer is because when you guys are home on a rainy day, Mom and Dad, you own the house. You walk around the house. At home on a rainy day, the kids will tend to go to their room. They tend to go to their little corner of the world. So this is like their room while you enjoy the house. Because Mom and Dad aren't going to sit on their bed all day on an iPad. They're going to walk around the living room and watch TV or whatever. This gives the kids their little place to do their thing. But so, this is a recent changeover. Instead of the little cube futons down here, they've gone to the folding sleeper sofa. And then we have the folding overhead bunk here. But remember again, USB. We've got LED lights all over the place in here. All of our windows, even in the bunk room, have the nicer pleated shades instead of the, a lot of brands will give you nice shades just in the Super Slide. But when we get over here, you'll get, you know, like metal mini blinds, which the kids will just kick and bust and bend up, and they're going to look terrible. Todd, fold that bunk up for us here, because this is kind of like a 2-mode floor plan. So there's just little safety tabs that you can kind of pop in the wall to keep that up in place, and they work very well. It doesn't have to be fancy, it just has to be effective. And then go ahead and fold that up for us if you could be so kind, sir, so people can see how easy it is. Now, did you see how he lifted the front side first? That's the secret. Everyone just wants to pull the back, and it doesn't work as well. And then this middle section here folds down into a little theater-style armrest. And go ahead and have a seat, Todd. So even a grown man can sit here comfortably, even with this, because some people are like, yeah, but the way this kicks up, I don't have enough headroom. We've got plenty of headroom here. You know, on a rainy day, the kids can really keep entertained back here. And when Todd and I are sitting down, we've got a nice little buffer between us, so you don't have to say, he's touching me, he's touching me.
Come on, Josh.
Across from us, we've got a nice entertainment center. You know, there are TV hookups in there, and they left a little area down there if you want to throw in the Xbox or whatnot. But we have a built-in ladder that takes us to the upper bunk, and we've got great built-in storage over here. Now, you've got a big window for light. There was a big window behind us, and there's also a nice little, you know, porthole window up there with, you guessed it, more USB plugs and household outlets and everything. One other thing I like to talk about is this bunk over here is a 50% bigger, I call big kid bunk. It's wider. So if you have an extra long, tall kid, they can sleep kind of crossways, and that'll work very well up here. A question I get with frequency is, what size sheets do you use with these? And my answer is, you don't. You get sleeping bags, because they're quick and easy. And the kids are going to bounce and thrash around anyway. These things, sheets are not going to stay tucked into this very well, regardless. Talking about that. All right, I think we're good. We're going to move forward here. We're getting close to wrapping up. I want to take a quick look at the entertainment center, because this is one of the few areas where a Cherokee and a Gray Wolf differ from one another. The Cherokees have actual doors. They have doors, not curtains, not sliding pocket doors, real normal swinging doors. That is something I just don't typically see in the travel trailer market today. I like that. It just feels a little more at home. The only other difference between a Cherokee and a Gray Wolf is that a Cherokee has a floor flush slide out, so it's got a little taller overhead clearance in here, whereas a Gray Wolf has an above floor slide out. But that'll save you a little weight. So there's advantages both ways. That's why we carry both products here at our store. Now, at the time of this filming, our Cherokee family trailers do not include TVs, because we found that we can get you one aftermarket if you need one, cheaper and easier than we can get one from the factory. But you see these extra overhead lights, that's another recent update. We still have an all-in-one AM, FM, CD, DVD, Bluetooth player. We've got the nice little shoe garage that I'm a big fan of and I talk about all the time. Because if you can sleep, I don't know, 8 people in this floor plan easy, you got to have a place to put their shoes and things. Now, real quick, I want to point out too, you see how they left you a nice little hole here. This is not to be able to peek at mom and dad in the bedroom. It's so that if you want to install a TV in the bedroom, you can do that without losing the privacy that is that you have here. If you have the spinning TV, you lose privacy potentially. Big window in the bedroom plus mirrored wardrobe cabinets allows for a very light, bright, open feeling bedroom. And they've done a very nice job with all the linens and linen and bedding. Yeah, linens is a combination word of linens and bedding. You can look it up in a dictionary, which doesn't exist, by the way. And again, both sides of the bed have residential and USB outlets, so that it doesn't matter what you're trying to run in this camper. It can do everything everywhere. And that's the thing. This camper has everything for the whole family everywhere. That's why it's so popular. You know, again, Cherokee's Forest River's #1 selling trailer out there. Last I knew was like the #2 selling trailer on the market, period. If you take a look at this, you're like, man, I like this. Am I crazy? The answer is no. No, they're not. And what impresses me most, I think, is that not only has this grown drastically in popularity, the last 3 seasons, Cherokee has almost doubled in total business, but they've also significantly reduced their warranty claim rates. So they're more popular and less problematic than ever before in history. That's an incredible combination of things. Most brands, they have to make a decision. Do we build something high quality or do we build something high volume? And Cherokee has found a way to accomplish both at the same time. I think that says a lot about the people who are putting these together. If you agree, give us a call. 800-256 5196, Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. We've got our Haylett RV parts department service. We do hitching, accessories, everything. If your vehicle can't tow this, guess what? Haylett RV has a solution for you. We also handle tow vehicles. We keep a very nice selection of very specialized tow vehicles on hand for truck and trailer package deals. And, you know, Haylett's can help you arrange financing. No problem. Don't care where you live. These things are on wheels. We've also got sources where Haylett RV can get you a delivery driver set up. So we can park this right in your driveway. You don't even have to have a tow vehicle. We only do everything at Haylett RV. That's just as simple as it is. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.